Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, January 23rd, I think. And my friend that came to visit during the weekend is gone because it's Monday evening now. So she left during the afternoon and I had a lot of fun and I did not read in the weekend and I am exhausted because before my friend left, we went like hiking in a mountain. So I am so tired and like I was planning on reading a lot of Hellbent tonight, but I feel like I won't read any Hellbent tonight because I am literally so exhausted. So I might not have my video up on Friday and it will have to be up on Saturday because like I would have to film it on Thursday, which means I would have to have the book read on Wednesday, you know? And like I said, I am exhausted. Also, I have a lot of work to do this week, so I'm gonna be even more exhausted. And also, this Thursday, I cannot telework. I have to actually go to work in my workplace. So when I do make it home, because I do have to walk for a considerable amount of time, it will be too dark to film. So probably we'll have to film the video like Saturday morning. So that's that. And speaking of Hellbent, I am only 34 pages into it. That's why I'm saying that it will probably not happen. I am also almost in the middle of Body of Evidence, which is the second book in the Case Carpeta series, which is a murder mystery crime series where we follow Dr. Case Carpeta, who is a medical examiner, and we are following the investigation of the death of a writer, and like her manuscript was stolen, and she's also connected to another writer, like a complicated relationship. So that is happening. I am invested in the mystery, but just like in book one, I don't particularly like the main character. So that makes things kind of harder because we're always in her head, you know? So yeah, I will finish this. I will finish Hellbent, if not before Thursday, then at some point this week. And I would like to read Lost in a Moment and Found, which is book 8 in the Wayward Children series, which is like one of my anticipated releases. So I would like to get to that, and that is pretty short, so pretty sure I will be able to read it, and don't know if I will read anything else, but for now, those are the plans. Also, like I said, I went hiking with my friend today, so I will insert some footage of like the scenery after this clip, like after I finish talking. And I think that is everything that I wanted to say, and welcome to the vlog. Hi, it is Thursday and I am so tired because I have been tired since last week because I spent the weekend, exploring stuff with my friend. So I never like fully rested. we stayed basically home one day, but that is not enough for me because I am a tired person, and this week I have to start working on my final presentation with like everything I've done in my traineeship. And yeah, that's a lot. And I mean, I've also been doing other stuff at work, like finishing up other stuff. So like a lot is going on, but exciting stuff. So I am tired, but like also happy and excited, but nonetheless tired. And yeah, so I haven't read that much. I did finish Body of Evidence, and should I have finished Hellbent instead to be able to film my video? Yes, but I didn't, because like I said in last week's reading vlog, I just really wanted to, hold a physical book. So if I had the physical copy of Hellbent already, I would definitely have finished it, but I didn't. So I finished this one, and I was 182 pages in. Okay, so I was almost halfway through it, but not quite. And I definitely have mixed feelings about this because, like, in book one, I didn't love the characters, but also didn't hate the characters. And I didn't love the mystery. And in this one, I like the mystery way more. Like, it was actually, I was actually invested in knowing what happened. I was interested. I thought it was a much better mystery and the whole investigation. And we did get like a reason as to why the murders even happened, which we didn't really get a reason in the first book, which was definitely one of my main criticisms of it. And in this one, we got that. So I really enjoyed the whole plot, basically. But, I mean, Kay, the main character, was okay. I didn't love her. I didn't hate her. She was fine. But there was another character, like the detective she works with. I hate him so much because he just made so many homophobic comments. And, like, no one even... Like, Kay commented on it once, but it was, like, kind of a joke. So I was like... I hate him so much. I don't know if I want to continue with this series because, like, the mystery did get better, but I really hate this character, and I don't know if, the characters are gonna get better, so I don't know if I want to continue with this series. And I mean, I read this book because I already had it, because when I bought the first, I also bought the second, but I don't know if I am going to read more, and yeah. Anyway, Hellbent, I didn't finish it, but I got to 75, 76, whatever percent, and I am really enjoying it. I don't think I have talked about what it is in this video, but basically it's the second book in the Alex Stern series, and in this series you obviously follow Alex, and she is studying at Yale, but she is also tasked with overseeing the rituals that secret societies in Yale do, because there is like magic and they all do different kinds of rituals with different types of magic, and she is part of an organization that makes sure nothing goes wrong in those rituals. And she also has her own supernatural abilities, and in book one and in book two there was also a murder mystery going on that is also connected to the rest of like the societies and all the magic thing, but I can't really get into it. And obviously hell is involved because it's in the title. And in this book, like the main plot is like a rescue mission, which I'm very excited about. I'm very invested both in like that part and the murder mystery as well. And I definitely love the characters. And actually we have gotten POVs from other characters apart from Alex, and I really like to, just get to know them better. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I am not, however, feeling the like 5-star feels that the first book gave me, and I am debating between like 4.5 stars, but it will depend on how the book ends, obviously, and I am just ready for the pain. And yeah, that is it. I will film that video on Saturday, but it will be out by the time this video comes out. So if you want to know what I thought about it, it's spoiler free mostly, but then it has like spoilers at the end. So if you want to check that out, I will link it in the description and up there. And I think that is everything I have to say for now. I mean, another thing that happened was that I booked my plane ticket to go back to Portugal. And, you know, mixed emotions about that because I'm sad that I'm leaving, but also like excited to be back home. So it's, yeah, mixed emotions here. And it's going to be for the 28th of February, which is my last day of work, but like my rental contract of this house is only until the 28th. So like I have to leave on that day. And yeah, that is it. I am excited, but also I am sad. And yeah, I think I mentioned that I am planning on reading Lost in a Moment and Found, and I will obviously finish Hellbent. And I don't know what else I will read, but I will let you know on Monday. So it is Monday, and that means it's the end of this weekly reading vlog. And I have quite a few updates. So I did finish Hellbent. And like I said, if you want to check out more thoughts about it, I will link the video about it. But basically, I had a good time with it. I really enjoyed it. I love the characters. I love the friendships in that book. I was pretty invested, even though I wanted more from one specific part of the plot than what I got. And I was just ready for the end to destroy me. I don't know if I said this in this video or just in the other one, but I was just ready to suffer. And like the ending was not, like it did not make me suffer. So I gave it 4 stars instead of 4.5, but still really, really enjoyed it. Had a great time with that book, and I will be anxiously waiting for the third in the series. Then I read Lost in a Moment and Found, which is a novella and the 8th book in the Wayward Children series. And in this series, you always follow different children who go through some magical doors that lead them to other worlds. And in this case, we followed Antoinette, or Auntie, and she had, like, we saw a lot of her life before she went through the magical door, and it was so sad. Like, I felt so bad for her and honestly uncomfortable, and like she was so precious. I don't even like children, but she was adorable. But anyway, we follow her and she goes through a door, but it's different than the doors from the other books because it doesn't exactly lead her to another world. It leads her to the shop where the lost things go or something like that. And it's exactly what the name says. It's a shop, store, whatever, where things that people lose, like, they end up there. And from that shop, she can open other doors that lead to some other worlds. So we explored briefly other worlds and we got to know characters from other worlds. And we also learned towards the end how the store was created, which was also such a sad story. And you know, the ending of this book made me emotional. I almost cried, And I mean, I did get my period on the next day, so, maybe that is why, but still, it was so emotional. Like, I was feeling everything. And like I said, I love the main character. She was so adorable, so precious. And I just felt so bad for her. And I loved the fantasy in this book. And I obviously didn't love what she went through, but like, it was a really good story. And I just love this book so, so much. And I gave it 5 stars. My first 5-star of the year. Then I read All Hollows, which is horror and one of my anticipated releases. And this book is kind of weird to explain because, I mean, in the synopsis that I read, it basically said that there were 3 children who showed up in a town and it was Halloween. And they started telling people to basically save them, to protect them because the Cunning Man was coming for them. And I thought it was going to be like some sort of monster that we were going to be, scared of in the story. And I mean, that did happen towards the end, but most of this story was not exactly about that. And there was a quote from the book that actually like summarized kind of what the book was about. And there was, nothing in these woods could be more dreadful or terrifying than the selfish cruelty of ordinary people. And that is because we spent most of the book, especially like the first half, but I mean more than half, I would say, just following 2 families and 2 best friends and just learning about how their lives were all falling apart. And also like one of the families, like the father's father, was Portuguese, which was pretty fun. And then I learned that he was actually from my hometown, which was even more fun, but also not really relevant to the story. But we were just learning how, like I said, the families were falling apart, and even those best friends who just seemed like such close, good friends then kind of fell apart as well. And honestly, I don't really like when, like in horror books, we get, real life horror. Like, I want something more paranormal. That's why I said that, I was expecting to just, be scared of the Cunning Man. And there were some scenes that were creepy, especially like with those kids that were running from the Cunning Man. They were really, really creepy, but there weren't many of them. But I do have to say that I actually cared more about these people's personal drama than I expected and that I normally would. And like in any other horror book that I read, that it's just, real life horror, like people being bad. I don't usually like that, but in this one I did care much more than I expected. And the end, when we got like the paranormal stuff, was pretty intense. And yeah, basically, like, I didn't like this book as much as I expected when I read the synopsis, but I liked it more than I expected, like, after I started reading it and seeing that it was mostly about just these people. So I gave it 3.5 stars. And lastly, last night, I started reading The Lady of the Lake, which is the 5th novel in the Witcher series, but like the 7th book in general. And this is the last one from the, main storyline. And like, I was not planning on reading this book right now, but like I think I said, I just wanted to like read a physical book. So I started reading it. I'm only on page 56, so definitely not a lot has happened, but I am very intrigued about this book because like the way the story is being told, because we're like in the future and we are learning through someone what has happened to like the characters we were following in all the other books. So that is very interesting. I am very confused because, like I said, we were just thrown into the future and like I have no idea what has happened since the last book. So yeah, very confused, but also very curious, very intrigued, very interested, very excited. And yeah, that is what I have read. And so let's wrap it up. I read 224 pages of body of evidence. I read 447 pages of Hellbent. I read Lost in the Moment and Found, which was 208 pages. I read All Hallows, which was 336 pages. And I read the first 56 pages of The Lady of the Lake, which gives me a total of 1,271 pages, which is more than I expected because, like I said, I was exhausted like the entire week. So I am pretty happy with that. And yeah, that is it. I think that is everything I have to say. I don't have any personal updates. Nothing really happened in my life since Thursday. So that is it. That is everything. And that is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe. And I will talk to you next time. Bye!